I always wanted to make a build that using the Wide Wind unique Danger. With the Surfcaster, I found a setup that can deal pretty good damage and tonky at the same time, and also event/league start viable. What's up guys, Bridget here. My skill choice is Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike is a melee skill that converts half of your physical damage to lightning damage. It has a secondary effect as well. It will launch projectiles each time you hit with a melee weapon. Projectile attack can hit the same target if you position yourself a little bit far away from your target. This way you can get double projectile hit on the same target. I know what you are saying. Oh no, a lightning strike build again. Sadly, this skill is just dealing way more damage than any other melee skill in the game. It can hit multiple times, has good clear, signal target damage, and also don't forget the VAL version is just super strong as well. Although you can play other skills as well if you want, and most of the skills that you can use with the Danger. But the outcome will always lean towards the Lightning Strike. Surfcaster will provide attack speed, movement speed, damage, and also has built-in damage reduction as well, making us stonky, and benefits if you go over the cold and lightning resistance cap, such as like crit and evasion. Also our cold damage can shock, so we will deal more damage. Blind Perfect also an option, but not for this setup, because if you just changing the Ascendancy, you will see we lose out so much damage and tonkiness. Let's start with the items what you're using in your build. We will use a very cheap unique weapon, White Wind unique Danger. This Danger is by the way a tier 5 unique, so I would say it's a pretty common unique item, and it will give you a pretty huge damage boost, especially when you getting your hands on it at level 66. Because this Danger will be your endgame Danger as well, because it will give you very big damage increase and also suppression as well if your offhand is empty. So sadly with this setup we cannot use a shield or any other melee weapon in our offhand, because otherwise we would lose out the benefits from the Danger. And the other unique item that we're using, a Lightning Coil, the good old Lightning Coil, because Lightning Coil is grants us physical damage reduction, because 50% of physical damage from hits taken as lightning damage. This is why we can have over 12k Phys max hit and a decent amount of elemental max hit. The rest of the items is very basic. You can see new item, a little life here, life there. I just cheated in gain 1 rage on attack hits, so I can, you know, gain rage early game, and also 1 single suppression roll on the boots, and that's it. Every other item is not using suppression, because we're capping our suppression from the tree. Or annoyment is Storm Weaver, and the Storm Weaver is taking place here. It will grant you cold damage, lightning damage, and also enemy shocked or frozen by you take 5% increased elemental damage. Because we can shock and freeze at the same time as well, we can easily utilize this annoyment. And also don't forget, this annoyment is very cheap as well. You can see Sepia, Chrismum and Black. This one is very easy and obtainable. Now let's talk about the tree. The tree is I would say a very standard shadow tree, because you know shadow is on the correct side of the tree, and we can have all the juicy suppression node here and here, and also we have a bunch of good nodes accessible, such as like reservation wheel here with the charisma, and also you know the good old force of nature and the elemental mastery. Hits have 25% chance to treat enemy monster elemental resistance value as inverted. This is a very strong node. As you can see, this is 20% more damage, which is a very decent. And also, because this is a Danger build, we can take the Danger wheel here and the full wheel here, and we can take the elusive as well, because you will see we're using Nightblade support, and Nightblade support will grant us the elusive effect, and also it grants us pretty decent amount of critical chance as well, because as you can see in league starting setup as well, you can reach almost 100% critical chance with your skill, which is a pretty damn good. And also we taking 2 frenzy node on the tree, because we can easily generate them with the mark mastery and also mark on hit. And also if you really want, you can just slot in a blood rage as well, so on mapping you will have 100% uptime on your frenzy charges, and also in boss fight the mark mastery will grant you also the same effect, so the frenzy charge is always active. I took 1 single power charge here because why not, and this is grants us 5% more damage. This is a very decent one, and also you can easily generate power charges with the Assassin's Mark because it has 5% chance when you hitting it, and you hitting almost 10 times in a second because of the the returning projectiles, the double hit, and so on. So this is a very decent one, and the good old setup with the multi-shot, the attack mastery, non-wild strike skill, target one additional nearby enemy, and also the piercing shots because Lightning Strike likes the pierce, and it will feel so freaking good. And also we using the leech wheel here with the instant leech because you can see here we will leeching life and mana pretty easily, so we can sustain ourselves in the map or even in a boss fight as well. And we using the point blank as well, just more damage in close range because most of the time you will stay near to the boss to get the overlap, the multi-hit with your lightning strike. And we using bleed cluster. Why? Because we have very little physical damage, right? And now we have 20% chance to bleed the target. So when you bleed the target, you will getting increased critical chance and also critical damage against bleeding enemies. This is a very good wheel, and this is also pretty good when you later we are using the Yoke of Suffering because Yoke of Suffering, the more ailments on the target, bleed is an ailment, the more damage you will deal, and that's simple. And also reservation wheel here, reservation. We using a unique javel, inerta, dexterity from passive in radius transform to strength. You can see here this javel gives us 84 strength, and this is a pretty mandatory, I would say, because it helps you to cap your strength, and also it provides life, and also pretty damn cheap as well, this javel, because it's not a big use for many builds, but for this spot on the tree, it's very good because we have so many little dexterity nodes here as well. Let's talk about the Ascendancy order. So the first one will be a very easy choice, Ghost of the Deep. It will grant you increased damage, attack speed, cast speed, movement speed, tons of stats in the first lab. This is a very easy choice. This is no question about this one. The next thing you want to take is the Stormy Seas. 100% lightning damage converted to cold damage. Your cold damage can shock. This is why we can enable the shock in the POE, and also it opens up so many good things with the penetration on the cold side as well, because all of our damage will be cold. And the next node will be the Glacial Wave. This is my favorite part about this Ascendancy. Enemies chilled by your hits lessen their damage dealt by half of the chill effect. So enemies by default can have 30% chill effect, but you will getting half of that effect as damage reduction, so 50% damage reduction. That is very good. And also enemies chilled by your hits have damage taken increased by chill effect, so this is 30% damage increase. Very easy choice. And the last one, I would say, I think this is the last one, but you can mix up if you really want. Sea Legs, 30% to cold and lightning resistances, critical strike chance is increased by overcapped lightning resistance, evasion rating is increased by overcapped cold resistance. Pretty damn good. The links, because as I said earlier, we using a Danger with the Lightning Strike, we can use the Nightblade. The Nightblade is a very good support gem to this build, and we will use multi-strike, or that cold damage, cold penetration, because all of our damage will be converted to cold damage. So this is a very easy choice, and the good old return projectiles. And don't forget, guys, I did not enable anything funky in the custom modifiers about the return projectiles, so the damage you see here is much more, because return projectiles is like 39% more damage, but I don't really like to put in as a custom modifier. We will use as an aura Wrath and Grace. Very easy choice, because Wrath is just giving us additional lightning damage. We will use Assassin Mark, Mark on hit, and Life Tap. We we will use Frostblink, Enduring Cry, Endurance charges, but in the POB I did not enable the Endurance charges as you can see here. So this is how your effective HP would look like in a boss fight. We will use Faster Attack, Whirling Blades, and Precision. The precision level, it needs to be adjusted because sometimes you will have a very good attack accuracy rating, so you can just lower down till it shows you have less than 100%. So now 100%. So this is why level 11 with this setup, but always check your accuracy rating slash hit chance. And we will use the automation and steel skin, and you can see here I did not enable the steel skin, so this is a pretty decent one when you mapping. Now let's talk about a little bit about the note section and the leveling. So you can see here the leveling, how you can level up and what you can use, and a few tips early on, such as like weapon option, mana option, Nightblade support, when to use, early damage, Ascendancy order that we was talking about if you missed that one. And also don't forget guys the leveling tree as well, because you can see here from level 1 you will getting till the end game. As you can see here, it's step-by-step breakdown as well. This was my last league slash event starter build guide for this Legacy of Phrecia event, guys. I hope you will find at least one single build that you want to play and you will enjoy it as well. And also, you know, I tried to make the builds tonky as possible, but sometimes it's very hard when we don't have access to permanent flask uptime, Pathfinder for example. But I tried my best, and honestly guys, this is what I came up, and I hope you enjoyed this video about my Surfcaster Lightning Strike slash any ability that you can use a Danger build guide. Thanks for watching. I was Bridget. See you next time.